Hey everybody, it's Mighty Siago here, and welcome back to my channel. This probably be my first ever story time video or rant video. Let's see how this goes. But the topic of discussion today, friendships. I'm just gonna go on a limb here and assume half of y'all are maybe in their early 20s or maybe later 20s. But as far back as I can remember, when you're in elementary school, you make bonds with people, you make friendships. Maybe some of y'all develop crushes, and that time, it is what it is. But once you go into high school, it's a whole different ball game. You go on your individual paths. Some of y'all might stop being friends with the people you were close with, or just say screw them whatsoever. I'm gonna tell you guys what I experienced, basically. I'm gonna shed some light on what happened to me back when I was in high school. So I remember it was during this time, Christmas time, It was basically one of my friend's birthday coming up, right? And at this time, we're like teenagers, like we're like 17, 18, some of us 19, probably 20, 20, or whatever. So he's having a house party, right? And this time, like, I won't lie, I never smoked, I never drank, I never touched any of that shit. I was like kind of late bloomer to the game, but it is what it is at this time. So I remember him inviting me. He's like, "Oh yeah, that my parents are going away. I'm gonna have like so and so many people, like maybe 10, 20 people." I'm like, at this point, I was like a nervous fuck. I was like, shit, like I'm probably not gonna know any of these people, so like I don't want to be embarrassing or some shit like that. But I kept it cool, you don't want to do too much and whatnot. So going to this party, like my mom dropped me off because I ain't got no license that time. I didn't do my shit. I was late to pretty much everything back then, but it was what it is. So go there, gaming, start playing like Mario Kart and shit, like playing Rocket League at the time. I think was pumping, and you know everything's cool. Then like my one buddy's like, "Yo," he pulls me and says, "Yo, I'm just gonna tell you this right now, so don't." He said, I believe he said like around the lines like, "You have to drink or you have to smoke, or you're gonna be like a party pooper to the party." And I'm like, I've known this guy for like bare time, like basically since like early days, like elementary school. So like when he told me this, I was like, wow, I thought we were close, man. You're gonna do me like this? So I was basically like peer pressure to do that type of thing. And like I was like young, naive, I was very stupid. And over the years I kind of realized that like, a true friend or true people that like you have a good bond with wouldn't do that to you. So going back to that story was like we all started drinking, smoking weed and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, if my mom catches me right now, I'm dead as fuck. But you know what? I was all good. But what happened? My one boy passed out on the couch. He started running on his face. I'm like, shit, bro. If I was the first one to drink and pass out, that would have been my ass. But it is what it is. Then, like, in the middle of the night, like, my one boy wanted to get, like, some fucking chips from the corner store. I'm like, it's fucking freezing cold. Nobody want to go with him. They asked me, I'm like, oh, I'll go. You know what? Fuck it. But this was the first time the party happened. So like this time I was like kind of like naive, didn't do drugs and drink, didn't do any of that shit. But the next time I went was a whole different ball game. He didn't even tell me twice. I drank. I don't give a fuck. But smoke is like something like I like to do that shit. It feels too like plain, like maybe a cigar or something like that. But I don't know. Smoking weed is like ain't hyped up to what it was, right? And basically the same thing happened. But the only difference is like this time I was like, okay, I'm down to drink, but I'm not down to smoke. Cause like screw that stuff. But I remember like that time it was like one of the like group of friends, like two of them were beefing at the time, and he was like, yo, like if you still be friends with the other guy, like we can no longer be friends and stuff like that. I don't know, it was some weird stuff going back in the day where like you would have your individual friend groups, and then like in that friend group, like half of the people would be talking shit about the other people in the group. It was like weird stuff. I don't know if like people still do this to this day. Like my friend circle is kind of like very small at this point, but it's like it would be like, oh, they would be like, oh, Jimmy, like for example, like let's just call this one guy freaking Jimmy. Oh, he comes up to me. Jimmy's like, yo, you hear about the guy? Let's just call him Dante. Oh, Dante, oh, he talks shit about you every time we like stop playing with you on like the PlayStation, PS4 back in the day or some shit. I'm like, really? Like, I don't know what the problem was with people. Like, always had something to say at the end of the day. Is like you can never be like chill with people. You always have to like keep your eyes on your back, like no matter what. Like even like your closest friend, like you'll be like, yo, are they like talking shit about me and whatnot? But at the end of the day, it's like that's what I experienced. I probably like nobody else had to deal with this shit back in my day. Like it's a wild thing to like even think back. It's like you would like be in a PlayStation party, like PS4 party back in the day, and you'd be like chilling in the lobby, and like you think everything's all good, and then like one guy leaves and like, oh, thank God, I hate that guy, like whatever. Like, what if I left the party? Like, you guys gonna start talking shit about mine? It's like, fuck. But at the end of the line, like at this point in my life, I was like, you know what? I went on, moved to do my own things and shit like that, and then like, you know, worked on myself, changed my personality, and then like many years go by, right? And I'm like, I'm very different than how I was back in the day, but like I bumped into people like in contact with them, like half of them like have kids now, or like on the way of getting married, or are married to right now. I'm like, damn, like you guys are still acting the same way. It's like kind of crazy. Like even me, like I always try to do like stuff differently than I once did, like back in the day. So it's like to me, it's like y'all never gonna change or something. But I guess it's just how part of people are. But to be honest, at the end of the day, people that will choose you will be in your life no matter what happens to you. Even if you're up or you're down, doesn't matter. The people that don't give a care about you will forget about you, move on. And it's the same thing as relationships at the end of the day. Good people will stay, the other people will move on. They don't see no, these people are just blind, that they don't see the value in the true person. But at the end of the day, it's just life. And time for growth and opportunities will come. I hope one of you watching this met some, shed some light, maybe helped you in a way. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to like and subscribe, I'll see you guys soon.